Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Muibat, and today I'm going to be talking on depression. Depression, which we all know to be the problem of the mental health. And I'm going to be reading a story on depression. The title of this story is I Wished I Spoke. It's a fictional story, and the main character here is Felix. I wrote it, so I do hope that if you are depressed and you listen or you hear this story, it will help you in holding on to life, because many has actually ended their life because of depression, and it's a bitter thing to note. So I do hope that when you listen or when you hear this story about Felix, you try and understand that no matter what it is that you're going through, suicide is never an option. The cloud was heavy and clumsy. I felt its sadness traveling down my spine. It was preparing to rain. Maybe after it would be well again. And maybe after carrying out my mission, I would be well too. I refused to care anymore as I stumbled my way to the balcony. Then I took my solace from the black nylon bag the seller used in packing it. It's obvious. There is nothing to live for. I failed my jam the third time. My worst result came and it was awful again. My father kept reminding me I am a disappointment. Then the worst of it, Janet. Janet used to be my close ally, a beauty that melts my heart. She's the love of my life. She listened and always assured me things will get fine. Then yesterday, she stabbed me with her words. It was in her house around 8 p.m. She said we had something to discuss, so I went there. Her eyes were like the eyes of a child who haven't had enough sleep. I knew she was really disturbed by whatever it was we needed to discuss, but she kept sighing. Speak up, I urged her to talk after minutes of silence. Then her words came, slowly, like every bit of it were weighed before they were heard. I'm sorry, Felix. I can't continue with this relationship. I am in my final year in the School of Nursing. You've not even started school. I was thinking I might just reconsider if you could pass the third jam, but you failed. At this point, I began to see how much of a disappointment I was. So please, let's just end it. I can't be with someone who I will have to wait for in the future. It should be the other way around. Okay, I wanted to say more, but it was all that came out. I wanted to tell her I was disappointed that I didn't plan the things happening to me. I wanted to tell her she tore my heart with those words. Alas, there seems to be a marriage between my lips, a bone choking my throat, and a magic compelling my mouth, running it dry and making it unable to say all it wants. Felix, really, I'm sorry. It's fine. I managed to speak. I stood up and slowly walked home. It was yesterday. Yesterday was the day I finally picked up the courage. Yesterday was the day I made the hardest decision of my life. Broken hearts, failing dreams, and rejection made me shut my heart. No one loves me. I am simply a pest that kept extracting things from people that associate with me. Nothing. There is nothing I have to give. Tears drip down my face. I hate being this way. So this is when the inner voice starts to kick in. This is when the inner voice is trying to make Felix understand that he is nothing, he is a pest, he's this, he's that. So that is when this kind of that thought starts, coming into his mind that, okay, I am nothing, I am not getting whatever I wanted, I'm a failure. And you see, that is what depression does to you. It tries to first of all diminish your self-worth, then it kills your self-esteem, and it starts reminding you of all the things you've not been able to achieve, your failures and the rest. So let's continue with the story. I was now holding the bottle of sniper. It's not like anyone will miss me. Leaving means relieving them. I closed my eyes as hot tears ran down my cheeks. Then I opened it and quickly gulped it down. Immediately, I felt the strongest pain in my entire life. It held me in my stomach. I felt my entire intestine tearing apart. Even though I wanted to hold it, I screamed, and it was the loudest I could. Mama rushed out. She saw the sniper beside me, then she quickly understood what was happening. She knew I've been fighting some battles alone, and she also pleaded I let her into my affairs. but I will always refuse. Seeing the sniper made her understand I've taken the route of my likes. I am a depressed soul, and death was my resolution. Death should never be a resolution. So let's continue with Felix. Felix, why? Her simple sentence awoken thoughts in me. Why did I do it? Depression? My mommy went through thousands of it to raise me. Felix, please don't die. Her tears intensified. It was a lie when I thought I had no one. I should have lived for her. She truly loves me and had always been there. I was too blind to see this. I am the only child she has. Her co-wives have more children, and she went through a lot staying with them for my sake. I didn't just kill myself but my mother. Oh, Austin, Israel, my friends, they'll never forgive me. Why are those thoughts just coming now? My little boy deceived me. Now I see the truth and wish to revert my actions. So you see, all of this now started coming when he had actually taken the route he cannot turn back from. So that is why no matter what you are going through now, you need to take a break. If it is that, I may have to chip in this here. There was actually a friend of mine who was talking about things he couldn't achieve. But when I looked at the person, she has actually done so many things that for her age it was remarkable. But because there are still things she felt that she wanted to do, she wanted to achieve that are not coming true, she refused to see all of those things she has achieved, and she was sad, she was getting depressed. So I asked her to take a break from all of those things. Just go out with friends, enjoy yourself. So when life seems to start getting hard, sometimes you just have to take a break and relax. So maybe when you feel strong again, when you feel ready, you can come back to it. But there are certain times that in your life that you just have to let things be. So let's continue with Felix. I felt my soul leaving my body. It was painful than what I felt in my stomach earlier. Life was gradually going. Every part it leaves thousands of thorns. Somehow I knew the one I was going to meet, if there is anyone, then he isn't happy with me. I wish I had talked to someone about my plans, for they would have stopped me. Now it's late, but I regret it. I hope you will never do something that you're going to regret when it's late. So that is why my people do used to say something that it gets late before we have a realization. That is, regret is usually at the back. That's how they put it. Regret is usually at the back. So I am telling you that, of course, life usually throws so many things at us. There are lots of hurdles that we may need to cross before we reach our promised land, and sometimes there are things that make us feel like, okay, we cannot do this anymore, or there are things that make us want to withdraw from every other thing, just want to be ourselves. When it gets to that point that you feel like you don't want to talk, you don't want to say anything, you want to withdraw, you want to do this, you want to do that, like you're not saying anything at all, then I am going to suggest that you actually find someone you can talk to. It's usually better to talk to someone when you're already having the feeling of being depressed, when all these things start happening. And I am saying this again, suicide is never an option. It's nothing to try at all, because sometimes even when we want to, because just like Felix, when suicide started kicking in, he felt the pain. He wanted to, turn back the hands of time. And I know some people who had actually gone through this route actually felt the same way. So that is why I am telling you that if you listen to this story, I wish I talked, then please talk to someone. Do not go through the route of suicide. Thank you so much. Depression is indeed real, but of course we can help ourselves. And if we cannot help ourselves, if it's getting too much, find someone to talk to. Please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notification bell so that you'll be getting more from us.